Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder. Today we're diving into ORAGENICS, and let me tell you, their latest report is a bit like a dentist appointment. You know it's necessary, but you're not exactly thrilled about what you might find. It's a mixed bag of leadership changes, shareholder votes, and a potential reverse stock split. Will it be a smooth checkup, or will we find some cavities? Before we get started, if you like getting the raw truth from company reports, hit that subscribe button. Also, come hang out with us on our Discord channel. Link is in the description below. First up, let's talk about who's in charge. Janet Huffman, who was already the Chief Financial Officer and Interim Chief Executive Officer, is now officially the Chief Executive Officer. This is effective May 2, 2025. That's a lot of responsibility for one person. It is like being asked to drive the bus while also fixing the engine. To make it official, the company signed an executive employment agreement with Huffman. The contract lasts 1 year and pays her a base salary of $325,000. She also has a chance to earn a bonus of up to 50% of her salary. This bonus depends on how well the company does and how well she does personally, based on goals set by the board's compensation committee. What happens if ORAGENICS fires Huffman without a good reason? If that happens, she gets severance pay, which is 6 months of her salary. She would also get any bonus money she had already earned but hadn't been paid yet. There's also a special situation. What if the company changes hands? If Huffman is fired without cause within 30 days after a change in control, she gets a bigger severance package. This includes 6 months of her salary at either her current rate or the rate just before the change of control, whichever is higher, plus she gets her target bonus for the year. Think of it as a golden parachute to soften the landing. If you're curious about the nitty-gritty details, you can check out the actual executive employment agreement, which is included as an exhibit in this report, but the main thing is that the company has now secured its chief executive officer. Moving on, the company had its annual shareholder meeting on May 2, 2025. Here are some of the key decisions that were made. First, the shareholders gave the board the go-ahead to do a reverse stock split. This means the company can reduce the number of shares outstanding. The ratio will be somewhere between 1-for-5 and 1-for-50. Basically, if you own 50 shares, the company might turn that into just 1 share. They hope this will increase the price of each share. It's like taking a small pizza and cutting it into fewer but bigger slices. The shareholders also approved a change to the company's 2021 equity incentive plan. This plan is used to give employees stock options and other stock-based awards. If the company does the reverse stock split, the plan will be adjusted to keep the number of shares available for awards at a reasonable level. Now let's check the voting numbers from the annual meeting. This is where we see what the shareholders really think. First up, electing the board of directors, Charles Pope, Frederick Telling, Robert Koski, Alan Dunton, and John Gandolfo were all re-elected. For Charles Pope, there were 3,683,524 votes for and 1,141,407 votes withheld. That means most people supported him, but a significant number didn't want to vote either way. The other directors had similar results, with most people voting in favour. The shareholders also voted on how often they should have a non-binding vote on executive pay. The most popular choice was 1 year with 3,650 votes. 3 years got only 28,015 votes, so it seemed votes haven't won to have a say on executive compensation every year. Then there was a non-binding vote on executive compensation itself. About 3,059,906 people voted in favour, while 1,714 voted against. This vote is advisory on 114 voting against. This vote is advisory only. It is like the shareholders giving the management a thumbs up or thumbs down on their pay. On the reverse stock split proposal, 5,696,651 voted for it and 3,497,323 voted against it. So it passed, but not without some opposition. People are often wary of reverse stock splits because it can signal that a company is struggling. Next was a vote to increase the number of authorised shares of common stock, which would only happen if the reverse stock split goes through. This passed with 6,258 for, 249 against. The proposal to amend the 2021 equity incentive plan also passed, but with less support. There were 2,590,613 votes in favour and 2,980 votes against. This shows that shareholders had some concerns about this plan, even though it ultimately passed. Finally, the shareholders voted to approve Cherry Bekaert LT as the company's independent auditors for the year. This passed easily with 7,700 and 1,653 votes in favour. This is a fairly routine procedure for publicly traded companies. So what does all of this mean for Oragenic? Huffman as Chief Executive Officer provides some stability. She's already familiar with the company and its finances, which should allow for a smooth transition. However, being both Chief Executive Officer and Chief Financial Officer is a big job and it could stretch her too thin. The company might want to consider hiring a separate Chief Financial Officer in a future. The reverse stock split is a riskier move. It could increase the share price and make the stock more attractive to some investors. However, it could also backfire if investors see it as a sign of weakness. Plus, it will reduce the number of outstanding shares, which could make the stock more volatile. The shareholder votes show that there's some division among investors. While most proposals passed, there was significant opposition to the executive compensation and the equity incentive plan. This suggests that some shareholders aren't happy with the way the company is being run. Overall, Oragenics is at a crossroads. The new Chief Executive Officer needs to prove that she can turn the company around, and the reverse stock split needs to have the desired effect. Otherwise, the company could face more challenges in the future. Alright, that's our breakdown of Oragenics' latest filing. What do you think about these changes and where do you see the company heading? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this analysis was valuable, hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives. And don't forget to check out the Discord channel in the description below. Thanks for watching and see you next time.